حي على الصلاة حي على حي على الفلاح حي على
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's a pleasure to be with you to teach this book, which I have recently written. As you can see, it is called Selections from the Glorious Qur'an, and it contains 8 selections from the Qur'an, from different parts of the Qur'an, and each lesson is made up of 4 sections. The first section is the text of the Qur'an, mere text of the Qur'an, but it has been taken from the Mus'haf al-Madina, published by the King Fahd Quran Printing Complex. But there is a special feature, and that is I have redistributed the text, because the text usually the words are close to each other, but I have distributed the words in such a way that they are very clear for those who want to read easily. That is the first section. Second section is lexical and grammatical explanations. Here I write the first line of the selection, write the translation into English, and then comes the lexical and grammatical analysis. If there are single words, they are explained, and grammatical constructions are also explained. Then I go to the second line and third line up to the end of the verses in the selection. The third section is additional notes, where I have added certain verses of the Quran, ayat, additional ayat, and information also. Sometimes I mention the meanings of certain words, Quranic words in the modern Arabic language, so that you get in touch with the language of the day also. And the last section is the exercises. Inshallah, we'll do that all that. And I would request you to read the lines, the ayat, which are not only the ayat that are mentioned here, but ayat which go before and after these ayat, so that you get a complete picture of what is being said in the text. Now, before we start the book, I'd like to give a brief explanation of the Qur'anic orthography, that is, spelling and the signs and symbols that are mentioned that are used in the Quranic text, because most of the people don't know this. The Quran has got its own orthography, its own spelling, and its own signs and symbols, which are not used in normal Arabic writing. So I'll start with that, because we are going to read the texts. And in the text, you'll come across these signs and symbols and spellings which are not usually used in the normal Arabic writing. So to be conversant with these peculiarities, I'll give you an explanation of these things. Quranic orthography. Now, the Quranic text that we use, if you take a page of the Quran, any page, it contains 4 elements. It contains 4 different elements. They have been, of course, synchronized now, but there are 4 different elements. The first element is the consonantal text of the Quran. Now, this is the consonantal text of the Quran without vowels, only consonants. Of course, long vowels are incorporated, like waw, alif, ya. These are incorporated. These are called huruf al-illa, they are huruf. But the short vowels, fatha, dhamma, kasra, and all these are not there. Not even the dots. Now, this is the beginning. It's the beginning of Surah Al-An'am. The first 2 words are not here. Probably in the first page, the previous page. Alhamdulillahi alladhi khalaqa as-samawati. Alhamdulillahi alladhi khalaqa as-samawati. No dots here. Wal arda. Wa ja'ala. See, this is Jim, Ain, Lam. Ja'ala al-dhulumati wan-nur. ثم الذين كفروا واو, this is alif. كفروا بربهم يعدلون, this is noon. هو الذي خلقكم من طين ثم قضى أجلا. So alif is here and jim is here, next to the rest of the word. ثم قضى أجلا وأجل مسمى عنده. دال here and ha here. عنده. ثم أنتم تمترون. وهو الله في السماوات. تا here. وفي الأرض. ضاد here. يعلم, this is يعلم سركم وجهركم. Now this is the consonantal text which was prepared by under the supervision of Uthman radiallahu anhu, and that is why it is called the Uthmanic text, or Uthmanic codex, Al-Rasm Al-Uthmani. Al-Rasm Al-Uthmani. Please be clear that Al-Rasm Al-Uthmani does not mean a style of writing. It means the text as was prepared by Uthman radiallahu anhu, not by him, by his calligraphists, under his supervision. So the first element, when we say such and such text confirms to Ar-Rasm al-Uthmani, what does it mean? It means that the spelling of the words confirm to the Rasm al-Uthmani, by the text, confirms to the text prepared by Uthman radiallahu anhu. For example, as-samawat has no alif. So if you write as-samawat, waw and then alif, complete alif, it does not conform to the Uthmanic text. But if you write without the alif or a short alif after waw, then it conforms to the Quranic, Uthmanic text. So the first element in the Quranic text is Rasm al-Uthmani, which is the consonantal text prepared by Uthman radiallahu anhu. The second element is the dots, which were added later on. For example, khalaqa, kha has no dot. Kha has no dot. Qaf has no dot. Samawat, ta has no dot. Now in those days, the Arabs knew the Quran, the Muslims knew the Quran by heart. It was only a support. But most of the people, most of the Sahabas knew the Quran by heart, so they can easily read the text. So the dots were added later on when non-Arabs entered into Islam and they could not read this text. Dots were added. That is the second. It's called al-i'jam. I'll write these. The first is Ar-Rasm al-Uthmani. Ar-Rasm al-Uthmani. The second is Al-I'jam. Al-I'jam is a masdar from which conjugation, which form? Yes, from the fourth form, A'jama, Yu'jimu, I'jamun. I'jam is putting the dots. That is why a dotted letter is called Harfun Mu'jam. It is Ism al-Maf'ul, Harf Mu'jam. Harfun Mu'jam is a dotted letter, like Jim and Kha. But Ha, for example, is Ghair Mu'jam. Harf Ghairu Mu'jam, undotted letter. Dal is Ghair Mu'jam, Dhal is Mu'jam. Ra is Ghair Mu'jam, Zai is Mu'jam. Seen, Ghair Mu'jam, Sheen, Mu'jam. So Al-I'jam is the process of adding the dots to the letters. The third element is al-dhabt. Al-dhabt means the vowel points. Like fatha, dhamma, kasra, madda, shadda, all these are included in al-dhabt. In the Indian subcontinent, they use the word al-i'rab, i'rab. That is not correct. But i'rab, you must have learned in the Arabic grammar, is to find out the correct ending of a noun or a verb in the sentence. For example, عندي كتاب is مرفوع. قرأت كتابا, I read a book, it's mansoob. وجدت هذا في كتاب, I found this in a book, it's majroor. Now this is i'rab, the changing of the endings of a noun or a verb, mudari', to show its function in the sentence. That is i'rab, which in European language is called declension of a noun. That is i'rab. But calling the vowel marks, vowel points as i'rab is not very correct. So it is called ad-dabt. These are the 3 points. The consonantal text prepared by Uthman radiallahu anhu, which does not have either dots or the vowel points. Later on, vowel points were dots were added. Later on, vowel points were also added. In the beginning, vowel points were not like the one we have, lines, but there were dots also. Dots in front, dots below, and dot above. That is why, if you remember in Urdu, the fatha is called zabar. Zabar means above. Zair means below. Pesh means in front. So these indicate the positions of these points in the writing. They were dots, but in a different color, different ink. Red dots, above is fatha, below is kasra, and in front of it was dhamma. But later on developments were made, and we have different forms. In Ajam, there are very little difference in different countries. There is only one difference which I would like to mention. In Morocco, qaf is 1 dot above. 1 dot above is qaf. 1 dot below is fa. So if they want to write qif, which means stop, road sign, they write like this. If you go to Morocco, be careful. You may go right into the arms of a policeman. Moroccans read qira'ah, which is called warsh. So they write also in this writing qaf 1 dot above and fa 1 dot below. And we in the Quran complex, King Fahd Quran complex, we have published Quran according to warsh also. So we get a lot of letters from different parts of the world saying, you don't know how to write the Quran. You write 1 dot for qaf. So we have to explain to them that this is how the Moroccans write. With regard to ad-dabt, there are different styles of dabt. In the Indian subcontinent, there is one dabt, which is not very different, but it's different from the dabt system that is used in Arab countries. Turks, they have a different type of dabt. And warsh in Morocco, it has completely different kind of dabt. It's all systems, different system, but it doesn't change anything. The fourth element, alamatul waqf. Alamatul waqf means punctuation marks. These are also, different countries have different systems. India and Pakistan, they have got a different system. In Arab countries, they have got a different system. And these are of recent origin. maybe about 200 years old, 250 years old, not very old. That's to guide the reader where to stop, where not to stop. But in the Indian subcontinent, they have got so many signs that one gets confused. There are a lot of signs, and some of the signs are contradictory. One sign says you stop, the other sign says don't stop. In the King Fahd Quran Complex Quran, we have got only 5 or 6. I'll explain to you later on when we come to that. Alamatul Waqf. So these are the 4 elements that are contained in the Quranic text. So the very important thing is that it should conform to the Ar-Rasm al-Uthmani. Now, ulama have permitted a single line or 1 or 2 lines. If you are writing an article and you want to quote the Quran, if you write a line, 1 or 2 lines, ayat, you can write these ayat in the ordinary, normal Arabic script. 1 or 2 lines is allowed. But not the whole of the Quran or whole of the surah. It should conform to the Ar-Rasm al-Uthmani, because here there are volumes have been written about where alif has been added, where alif has been omitted, where waw has been omitted, where waw has been written. So there's a whole lot of works, books written. So we can be very sure, even if we don't find here, we can be very sure that this word was actually like this. There is a waw there, there is no alif there. So it has been well guarded, and you can go to the books and find out the real word, real status of the word. That is why ulama do not allow that the whole Quran be written in the modern script, because modern spelling, it differs from place to place. In Egypt there is a system, in Syria there is another system. In Egypt, for example, mi'atun, 100. Egyptians and most of the Arab countries, they write with an alif. You must have seen this. Mi'atun. But in Syria, they write like this, without alif. In Egyptian Arabic, ya is written without dots. In Syrian, with dots. If a Syrian sees a word like kursi, for example, written with a dot, he will get very confused and take his pen. Even if it is in a book, he will put 2 dots. But Egyptians don't write. They write without dots. So there's a lot of difference between different countries, Arab countries, with regard to writing. So if you begin to write the Quran according to the normal Arabic script or normal Arabic orthography, then there will be confusion. That is why it is best to stick to the ancient text, as all works of legacy. Now next we come to the signs and symbols that are used in the Quran, Quranic text, which are different from the orthography used in normal Arabic script. Of course, I'll give you some of the examples, but it will take a lot of time to speak to you about all these signs. The first sign, or the first difference, you see, Hamza plus alif, we write like this in normal script. For example, Adam, we write like this. Amana, we write like this. But in the Quranic script, it's Hamza plus alif. Because means Hamza plus alif. Just like ba is ba plus alif, ta is ta plus alif. So hamza plus alif is ah. So we write like this in the Quranic script, not like this. Now, if it's lam alif, if the hamza is placed on top of the alif, it is hamza followed by a fatha. It is ah. For example, al-amnu. But please note, if it is placed between the two lines here, it is hamza plus fatha plus alif. Ah. Did you get that? Yes. Because it is as if it is alif, it's like this. Alif plus hamza plus alif. This is hamza plus alif. But if it's placed here, it is only hamza followed by fatha. This is hamza, fatha plus alif. Akhiratu. This information you will not find any, even in the pages they have written about this, they have not written this. So this is al-akhiratu. Azifatil azifatu. So it will be written, the hamza will be here between the two lines, not on top of the. Now sukoon in the Mus'haf is like this, which is actually the head of jim, jazm. Jazm means cutting, that is removing the vowel. Ajrun, for example. So this is head of jim, which has been, of course, later on simplified to this. In normal Arabic, this is the sukoon. But this in Arab, in the Quranic script, a small circle, means a letter which is not pronounced. Please remember this. Like amanu, this alif is not pronounced. Ulaika, the waw is not pronounced. Ulul arham, ulul albab, the waw is not pronounced. So ulu will be written like this. Ulu. Ulaika also, the waw will have. Now there is another version of this circle. It's elongated. This is complete circle, this is elongated. This is usually placed on the word ana, but there are also a few more words. This means that the alif is not pronounced in continuous reading, but it is to be pronounced in the pausal form. When you pause, ana, you read the alif, pronounce the alif. But ana Muhammadun, ana talibun, then you don't pronounce the alif, as if it is hamza plus noon fatha, ana, not ana. So it has two pronunciations. One in pausal form, where alif is pronounced, ana. Man ja'a, who came? Ana, with the alif pronounced, ana. But ana ji'tu, here you don't pronounce. So this elongated circle is placed on this word, and there are other words also. Now, if we have like this, noon without a sukoon, the next letter has a shadda. Noon has no sukoon, and the following first letter has a shadda. That means noon is assimilated in the next word, the following letter. So you don't pronounce min rabbika, you say mir rabbika. Mil ladunka, min ladun, mil ladun. Noon has no sukoon, no sukoon, and the first letter following it has a shadda. The next, noon has no sukoon, but the following letter has no shadda. Here it is partial assimilation. This is complete assimilation. Mir Rabbika, noon completely is lost. It becomes ra. If it is followed by lam, it becomes lam, mil ladunka. But if there is no shadda, noon has no sukoon, but the following letter has no shadda, it means it is partial assimilation. Idgham naqis. How do you pronounce it? You say may yaqul. The noon, nasality of the noon is there. May yaqul. Minwal. Minwal. It's not may yaqul, minwal, no. With the nasal quality of the noon is retained, and there is idgham, which is naqis, which is incomplete idgham. Now, as you know, tanween is actually noon sakina. If you say kitabun, you should have written ba, dhamma, noon sakin. But we don't write like this. We double the dhamma. Kitabun, kitaban, kitabin. So the tanween is actually, what is it? It is noon sakina. So what applies to noon sakina here also applies to tanween. How to differentiate between the tanween? If there is idgham or not. You follow me? Here, the fatha, second fatha is placed right on top of the first fatha. Here, the kasra, second kasra is placed right below the first kasra. Dhamma also, this is simplified. Dhamma also, two dhammas placed one above the other. This is called at-tarkeeb. At-tarkeeb means one being placed above the other. Now, this signifies إظهار لكل قوم حاد. There is no إدغام or إخفاء. لكل قوم حاد. قوم, you pronounce the noun and its point of articulation. لكل قوم حاد. This is called tatabu'. That is one fatha following the other fatha. Not being on top of it, but coming after it. Also kasra. Also dhamma. This means this idgham. If it is next letter has got its shadda, it means idgham kamil. And if it has no shadda, then it's idgham naqis. There is also what is called al-ikhfa. Have you heard of it? Al-ikhfa. Al-ikhfa means pronouncing the noon not from the point of articulation of noon, which is behind the upper teeth, but from the point of articulation of the next letter. You have it in English also. I-N, you say in. The N is pronounced from behind the teeth ridge, say in. But you say ink. Do you pronounce the N from behind the teeth? From the calf, from the point of articulation of K. You say ink. That is the ikhfa. In the Quran, in Arabic, you say anqadha. He saved. Noon will not have sukoon. because it is ikhfa, say an qadha. With K also, with kaf, ankalan. Inna ladayna ankalan. This is called al-ikhfa. Ikhfa means hiding the noon, the pronunciation of the noon, not from its point of articulation, but from the point of articulation of the following letter. In British English, M, when M comes before F, you say comfort, you don't say come. Comfort. In Arabic also you say anf. Nose, you say anf. This is ikhfa, anf. So these are two examples, and later on in the tajweed class, of course, we will learn this. Ikhfa and idgham, they are indicated by this device. The noon has no sukoon, and the following letter, if it has shadda, that means it's complete idgham. If it has no shadda, it is partial idgham, or it is ikhfa. With regard to hamza, I must have told you before that in the ancient Arabic script, this was hamza. This was hamza. So if you write like this, it should be pronounced. How should it be pronounced? Ma. Hamza, which means the closure of the glottis. You know, there are vocal cords. If they come together, the glottis is closed, then hamza is pronounced. Ma. But later on, when writing developed, we had waw for long vowel, qulu. We had ya for long kasra, fi, quli. For long fatha, what to do? They employed the hamza. They employed the hamza to indicate what? To indicate the lengthening of fatha. So we want to say ma, mim fatha. We want to say ma, mim plus alif. Okay, but we have already seen that mim plus alif is ma. How to differentiate? So what they did was, this ayn, they cut off the head of the ayn and put it on top of the alif. So if you write the hamza, the top of the head of the ayn, it is hamza. If you don't write, then it is alif. Alif means what? Lengthening of the fatha. So to differentiate between the original function of alif, the secondary function of alif, they had to differentiate. So the hamza, the ayn, the head of the ayn was placed on the alif to indicate hamza, and without the head of the ayn, it was alif. Alif means lengthening of the fatha. So ma was mim alif, and ma was mim alif with the head of the ayn.